everyone, welcome to this video, and today we are reviewing the Bronc Magic wireless tattoo machine by Hummingbird. Now, I've done quite a few reviews on the Bronc machines on the channel over the last few months, and they're great machines if you're on a budget, you've not got much money to spend, but you still want a machine that's going to do a professional job. So before we get into this video, guys, I want to say a massive thank you to Hummingbird for contacting me and asking me if I wouldn't mind reviewing the latest edition, which is the Bronc Magic. So coming up in this video, I'm going to be doing just a quick unboxing, see exactly what you receive out of the package. Then I'm going to be going over the specifications of the machine. I'm going to be going through the user manual, showing you how to set it all up. I'm going to be performing a live tattoo demonstration with the machine to give it a road test, see how it performs. I'm going to be giving you price and user links to where you can buy these from. And then finally, at the end of this video, I'm going to be giving you my personal thoughts and conclusion on this machine. So with all that said, guys, let's not waste any more time and get straight into it. Okay guys, so fresh out the box, you will receive one user manual, one wireless Bronc Magic machine, an RCA adapter, which allows you to switch the battery out and go wired, spare O-rings, one USB charging cable to actually charge the battery, and finally one USB plug for the charger, which you don't actually need this plug because the cable can just plug into any standard USB outlet, whether that be on a plug or on a computer, just any USB power outlet supply. The Bronc Magic wireless tattoo pen weighs 137 grams with the battery attached, has a battery capacity of 1300 milliamps. The dimensions of this machine is 135 millimeters long. It has a support work time of between 3 to 5 hours based on test results. It has a charge time from fully depleted to fully charged of between 2 and 2.5 hours via Type-C fast charge. It has a voltage output between 5 and 12 volts, which can be cycled between at 0.1 volt increments. Its recommended working voltage is between 5.5 volts and 7.5 volts. It contains a DC Swiss motor. It has a push speed between 70 and 160 Hertz. It contains a replaceable stroke of 3.5 millimeters, a needle depth between 0 and 4 millimeters. This machine is automatically jump start enabled and also comes with a 9-volt pulse start. It has touch keys which are more durable than the mechanical keys, unique handheld non-slip design, overload short circuit prompt with overload protection and overcurrent protection. Okay guys, so this is just a quick user manual how to set these up out of the box. Super simple stuff, to be fair. So this is obviously the machine with the battery connected to it already out the box. We've got these mechanical buttons. I actually prefer these buttons that you can actually press as opposed to the Bronc staves with the digital buttons like a phone screen, because I found with those sort of buttons, they tend to be a bit of a delay when you've got all the barriers, all the wraps on, and you've got gloves. Like touching a phone screen with gloves on, there was a bit of a delay. So these mechanical ones that you can actually press, much more preferable for me anyway. So to turn the machine on, just hold and press the middle button there, which is obviously the power one. And then we've got our display there. Nice and simple. So at the top left there, those numbers, that's actually how long the machine's been running on that particular session. So you can time your tattoo session with that. That will reset when you turn the power off and turn it back on. Then to the right of that, you've got remaining battery life. And then obviously under that, you've got your voltage. Scroll for your voltage up and down with the up and down buttons. And then to turn the machine on, just press the power button. Very, very quiet, this machine, especially compared to the other Broncs that I've used. It's a lot sleeker as well, but I'll get to that in the conclusion of the video after I've given it a road test. But so far, I really like it. I really like the design of it. So we're gonna just turn that off a second. One cool little feature which has just been added to this, I don't know why, but it's just something that I like. The display, so let's say you're using your machine and then, you know, your display's upside down or something like that. If you just tap the minus voltage and the plus voltage, it actually flips the display to the other way. And I don't know why I like that so much, but it's just one of those practicality things. You know, when you're working, you're like, oh, it's upside down. But yeah, just something that I noticed. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we're gonna rig up a cartridge now, show you how to adjust the needle depth and how to get the machine running and all that business. I'm gonna take this. This is just a NV 9-round liner. It just goes in the grip there, just like any standard tattoo machine. Place it in, turn it clockwise, and that's gone in there. Nice and smooth. No resistance at all there, actually. That's really nice. Sometimes you get a new machine, they get a little bit stiff on the end, but yeah, that's gone in very nice. Comes out nice and simple. So we're just going to run this now, see what our needle depth's running at. It's running at 8 volts at the moment, so let's just hit that power button. Nice close-up shot of that for you. Off, on. So this is working with a 3.5mm stroke, which is a happy medium for shading and for lining, really. So let's adjust that needle depth, see if we can get a bit more out of it. By doing this, I'm literally just gonna twist. So we've got quite a bit of needle hanging out there. Preferably for me personally, I'd probably opt for a little bit more needle protrusion. That is actually set to max with this particular style of needle, so might be something to look at if you were to get one of these and you did like that extra bit of needle hanging out. Probably go for a longer taper needle, but I'll put a longer taper in it now anyway, just to see if we can get that extra needle hanging out, because when we do these review videos I like to cover all bases and leave nothing to chance. So let's see if we can actually get that extra bit of needle hanging out there. Okay, so let's just switch this out. This is a longer taper needle. See if we can get a better result. Much better. So when I'm tattooing, this will be more of the sort of what it'd look like with the needle hanging out for me personally. So yeah, for this sort of machine, if you like a lot of needle hanging out, I'd probably opt for a longer taper liner. And to turn the machine off, just hold the power button in for a few seconds and that goes off. To charge the machine, simply use the USB-C cable which came with the package, and that just plugs straight into the top. No nonsense, nice and simple. And obviously this plugs into your wall outlet or any USB power supply, and that'll charge the machine for you. Now, the really cool thing about this machine and about the other Bronc machines as well is the fact that you can use this as a wired setup, which obviously makes the machine even smaller and even lighter if you didn't want to use the battery all the time. So let's say, you know, you're tattooing in a studio every day and you just don't need to use the battery all the time. So to remove the battery compartment, I find it easier just to take the grip off to start with. So like you'd adjust your needle depth, just turn that anti-clockwise till the grip comes completely off. And then we simply twist again the base of the machine, the bolt of it there, away from the battery at the top. Just a little turn there, that loosens it. And then the battery will come straight off. Put that to one side. And this essentially is the machine. This is the motor, this is everything. And then included with our package is the RCA converter. That just screws straight on top of the motor compartment there, where the battery did go, and then the grip goes back on. And that, guys, is, believe it or not, a tattoo machine ready for a wired connection. Obviously you get your RCA cable will go in the top there. Look how small that is. It's literally the size, just a little bit longer than my finger, and I've only got small hands as well, but that is tiny and really, really light as well. So I'll get an RCA cable just to show you it on the top there, and this is it with the RCA attached. So again, if you are more suited to smaller machines, then this setup with the battery disattached would be definitely something to consider. Okay, we're just jumping into this nice little Pikachu design. You can see I'm pulling that line down there. I'm using a 9-round liner. Just pulling down the side of the face there. I'm just going to be diving in and out of this and obviously speeding it up because it's not a time lapse. It's just to give you an overall demonstration of the machine working, how it performs. I was genuinely impressed with how this machine lined. I didn't have very high expectations for it, probably because of the weight and the size of it, but it lined very, very well with the 9-round liner on there. So now just jumping into a little bit of colour packing, bit of red in the cheek there. Absolutely no problems at all. I've just dialed the power down a little bit on that. I think I'm packing that at about 7.5 volts. Moving on. Bit more colour packing. I've switched to a mag now. This is an 11 curve mag. Then I'm just going to be packing some yellow. I'll put a card up on the screen about packing yellow. I'm going to be having a video on that coming soon, on how to pack stubborn colours. And then we're just freehanding just a little bit of watercolour around the design at the bottom there. And again, the machine, it put it in really, really well. Didn't find any issues with it. I found when it comes to dialing down the voltage, the machine had a nice little bit of give in it. It wasn't hitting too hard, and it just enough to put those colours in. I'm just finishing on the white there. I've turned the voltage back up just to give it a bit more punch. And that's the final result of the tattoo. So guys, if you do like what you see, to get hold of one of these, you can simply go in this video's description box and there'll be a link which will take you directly to the Hummingbird official account, and you can purchase one of these for a price of $278. I will also say guys, the link is an affiliated link, which basically means anything you buy through it also helps me out a little bit. So now it's time for my personal thoughts on the Bronc Magic wireless tattoo pen. Well, first of all guys, straight off the bat, out of all the Broncs that I've previously reviewed, this is definitely my favourite. It used to be the staves, but after using this, definitely this has taken first place. And there's a few reasons for that. First and foremost, it's just because of the comfort of it. The shape of it has just been massively streamlined from all the other previous versions of the Bronc, and it's just super comfy to use. It's super comfy to hold in your hand. But not only this, the actual performance of the machine, it seems to be a lot more consistent with the push speed. There's no dips in power. It's a nice, fluid, constant flow of power. This added to the lightweight of the machine, and the comfort is definitely this machine's biggest asset. It's not bulky, it's not hard to hold, and if you're one of those artists that do struggle with a weighty machine, maybe you've got wrist problems or carpal tunnel or anything like that, then this is definitely worth a consideration because you just can't feel it in your hand. It is so lightweight. If I was also to recommend this machine to an artist, I'd probably err towards more someone like an SPMU artist, especially with the lightness of it, no bulkiness to it at all, the sheer comfort of it. I think an SPMU artist would definitely benefit from something like this. Maybe if you ran like a flat nano needle in it, this could be perfect for SPMU artists. Now, just to give you an idea of the weight and a comparison, the Bronc version 1 weighs 237 grams, the Bronc Staves weighs 190 grams, and this, with the battery attached complete, weighs just 137 grams. So quite a substantial difference between the previous versions, and obviously you can see this when you compare them side by side, and you can see the bulk has just been stripped from these machines. So I do like to give an unbiased, balanced opinion on these review video guys, and I'd say the downside to this machine is the fact that it states it only lasts between 3 to 5 hours. Now, I'm not going to argue with the stats on the website, but I'd be very surprised if this machine lasted for a 5-hour tattoo. During the demonstration of this video, it took me about an hour and 40 minutes, and the battery depleted a good 40% during that time. I actually took a photo of the screen afterwards. It started fully charged, and that's where we were afterwards. Like I say, it was between about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes that tattoo lasted. Would I want to do a day session with this machine? Personally for me, I probably wouldn't want to do a full-on day session with it. I think it's perfect for just little tattoos, you know, just really quick setup, nice little tattoo, just banging them out. But anything substantial like a big black and grey piece, a big colour piece, day session, I probably wouldn't opt to use this machine for anything like that. Besides the fact, if you wanted to use a wireless machine for a day session, this is just not going to last for a full day session. I know you've got the option to take the battery off and you can plug it in up to an RCA cable, so you've always got that option. But for me personally, for a larger tattoo, I'll probably switch it out for another machine, but that's just my opinion. My overall opinions of the machine, I think it's a fantastic little machine, especially for an apprentice, a beginner, you're just getting into tattooing, and you want a machine that's gonna do a professional job and get your feet wet and pull off some nice little tattoos. I don't think it'd stand the test of the time in a professional studio doing big jobs consistently day in, day out. That's just my personal opinion, just from the feel that I get from it. But I do think it will stand the test of time for doing nice little tattoos. It would definitely serve as a great backup machine in a professional environment, and it will definitely stand up in a professional environment in a tattoo studio doing small to medium tattoos. Again, this is the lowest weight of all the Broncs, but it's also the highest price of the Broncs, coming in at $278. Now, as far as the price is concerned, for receiving a machine which is wireless and can be wired as well, and it's going to do a professional job, I think it's still worth it, even though it's slightly highly priced in the bracket of a mid-range machine. Ultimately, guys, the question is, would I recommend you going out buying one of these machines? Again, if you like a light machine, if you're just getting into tattooing and you want something that's going to do a professional job at a relatively low price, then it's definitely worth a look at. You know, you're not going to receive a machine that's not going to do a professional job, because it will on small to medium tattoos. And the final thing I want to say about this machine is the fact that the buttons are mechanical, meaning you can actually click them as opposed to the ones on the Bronc staves, which is like a straight flat digital screen. And I definitely prefer these mechanical buttons. They're nice and easy to press, there's no delays with it, and they just work very, very well. So that's my personal thoughts and conclusion on the Bronc Magic wireless tattoo machine. And if you give me 30 seconds, guys, I'm just going to jump into the super thanks section of the channel. Welcome to the super thanks section of the channel, and this is basically a new feature rolled out by YouTube, and it's kind of like tipping your waiter or your waitress when a video's really resonated with you and helped you out. You can go into the like section and leave a super thanks. Now, it goes without saying, guys, I'm super appreciated to anyone that leaves a super thanks, and to show my appreciation back to you guys as subscribers, for everyone that does leave a super thanks on the previous videos, the next video upload, just like this section now, I give you all a personal shout out, on-screen mention, just to say thank you all, you're so awesome, and I really, really appreciate it. It doesn't matter which video that you leave the super thanks on, because I always get the notification and your name will definitely be mentioned on the following upload. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and if you've taken anything from this video at all, it means the world to me if you take a second out right now, smash that like button, let me know that you've liked it, feel free to drop your comments in the box below, let me know if you're going to get one of these, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed, it's really important to check that notification bell, stay up to date with all my latest uploads. With all that said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.